top lane and to keep that option open. But I feel like with Zeus on your team, you're going to go for the counter pick.
The Kiana hover is very funny. Okay, that was a cat, dog, dragon. Okay, so is Shyvana flexible towards topside as well? Almost definitely going into the hands of Kanavi.
Yeah, I would think so. What I'm interested in, so one of the picks that has done really well into Shyvana, one of the best performing picks into it specifically was Sylas. Because when you steal the ult, you just kind of turn into the dragon.
Oh, true. It's
really OP, so honestly, if you felt confident to bring out a Sylas jungle, that might have been the time. In fact, Shyvana has a 43% win rate against Sylas, when she normally has a 51% win rate. So it's kind of crazy, but they don't end up bringing that out. Instead, it looks like they're just going to go for the Gnar in the top lane.
Blind Gnar. What if they blind Sylas expecting a Gnar instead? That would be a fun way to do it. Instead, the Gnar is just going to be the lock-in here alongside the Neferi. I mean, honestly, pretty standard front-to-back composition here for KT.
I hate to get stuck on like picks that didn't happen, but if you're confident to pull off the Sylas jungle, what a crazy Sylas angle.
Oh yeah, it would have been amazing.
The best ults in the game. I mean, the only thing that beats it is like a Malphite.
That's a Varus.
Yeah, Varus coming through, so going to be a bit of a pain point for Perfect in the top lane.
That's a tough one. Still, I do think that this is a composition to win the game. And we'll see whether they can win it here up against KT in this third game. All right, deafening roar of the crowd here as our players position themselves on the Rift. Delight and Gumayusi down here. Delight, bit of a shout out to Keria utilizing his Seraphine skin. Pretty cute stuff there.
It's kind of funny that he's playing with Guma and he's playing the most recent Keria skin on Seraphine.
It would have been even better if Gumayusi was playing Beryl's skin.
Oh, true, actually. Well,
because then it could have almost been Deft's skin, but it's not. It's Beryl's.
Yeah.
It's so silly. It's beautiful.
Our supports really weren't doing well that year.
No.
80 carries spoiled, though.
It's like the Samsung Galaxy Ezreal skin, and people are like, that's Rulers, right? No, it was Haru's. For some reason, he played like a game of jungle Ezreal, and that's why he manages to get the skin. Pretty cool stuff. Bit of a history lesson for anyone that was wondering where that Ezreal skin came from. There you go. Probably written down in the client if you have actually purchased it, so you're probably well aware. But still, Gumayusi Delight getting the shove. As to be expected here, Fenrir is going to be at least able to tank this one up with the Shield of Effort. They're just going to wait for this lane to crash their way. Level 2 will be gained back. Not too far behind as the dust kind of settles.
So the Shyvana, haven't seen new Shyvana. Did we see it at all in the LCK?
Yeah, I think, did Kanavi play it in the LCK or did he only play it at MSI?
I can't remember, honestly. But has the passive, stacks up resistances when you're just killing monsters, epic monsters, takedowns, all that nice stuff. Which syncs really well when you have a Seraphine who's going to keep giving you health, healing, shielding. Yep. Resistance to skill really well with that. A champion who's gated very much by the ultimate. The ultimate is a lot of power for Shyvana, upgrades all your abilities. And a big thing with jungle Shyvana is you can stack it back up very quickly just off a camp. Well, not a single camp, but off camps in general. But playing around that ultimate will be a big factor for Kanavi.
And Kanavi is now able to get into the river. And yeah, it wasn't actually played in the LCK this year. It was played by Sponge like a million years ago against
See, it's interesting that it's Sponge there because the Shyvana game I remember was from Peanut.
Oh no!
I wonder how.
Stop!
I wonder how some of the. Oh, BDD in trouble.
Yeah, Kanavi coming on over. BDD wasting no time, just flashing out of the way. Kind of wishes he had the stun available there.
Not
almost
really
killed
typically
him.
an early ganking champion is the Shyvana, and now Kanavi is low HP walking.
Oh, just dashing straight on top of Kuz. Does get his doggos punched, but he's otherwise going to be feeling all right.
Yeah, so his Raptors are just kind of warded away. Kanavi very low now as well, and Zek is going to feel the burn as well.
Yeah, or the bleed, as it were, from those darkened daggers.
Yeah, I was wondering how Zeka and Delight felt about just seeing the Shyvana again.
Yeah, it is certainly possibly able to open some old wounds, perhaps.
The spirit of Peanut just compelling him to pick it.
All right, Cuz coming back again. The gravity field is going to go down. Cuz going to need to go up into the air in order to avoid it. But pretty good passage of play there for the KT jungler.
Must be really fun playing 1v1 in a solo lane, right?
Yeah, 1v1. Is Fenrir going to chase after Delight and Gumayusi and actually is able to do a lot of work.
Yep.
He is still 10 CS behind, as he's been just kind of behind all series as far as farm.
So a reset come out from Fenrir to pick up the cull, and just with fresh resources able to push them away.
BDD is looking a little worse for wear.
This is even after Cuz came mid twice and just harassed Zeka. The Victor just been so strong early when it comes to these mage matchups.
Yeah, Kanavi is still looking for some camps here. Does find the Wolves on respawn. We'll be able to take that down. Cuz well aware of what Kanavi might be up to here as he makes his way back out of base. Blast Cone is going to be there to get Kanavi out. So nicely done. Looks like clear speed. Still something that the Shyvana is very, very happy with. That Wolf Camp, I think, was spotted that it was being taken down. But you can see Cuz beelining it towards the top lane. Perfect. Hits level 6. Looks for the ulti into the wall. He'll find it. And Zeus! He's just dead. Not even an opportunity to use the flash. It would have been needed to be a really big one to get over that wall.
Cannon was trying to outplay sidestep next to the wall, and it was just like, he is just going to slam you into it.
Yeah.
Straightforward for Perfect there.
Didn't even need to invest the flash for either of them in order to get that kill. So very nicely done. And I think it was necessary as well, as the dragon is going to be taken here by the dragon. Kanavi able to secure that one.
Remember old Shyvana, when like every Shyvana player in your game would just spam ping dragon because that was the only thing that gave them bonus resistances?
Yep.
Well, not the case now. Just give the extra ones, but same amount. Yeah, here, hits level 6. And Zeus is going for the sidestep, but you're against a wall. You just kind of cooked. There's nothing you can really do.
Yeah, might have been able to go for a potential flash, but the flash to follow would always be there. And not having flash as the Varus means that you just cannot play the lane as aggressively as you need to. As Little Lance is fantastic here. Gumayusi has to use the barrier and flashes before that polymorph does come in.
I mean, that's the big thing with the Yanara. If you can get access to the wave to stack up the passive, the damage is pretty crazy. And Delight not connecting with the abilities puts Gumayusi on the back foot there.
And this is fighting with just a cull and some brown bags, right? So feels very, very nice for KT to be able to have access to that. I think that was a moment where KT can actually fight, though, because the level 6s are so powerful here for HLE. And Fenrir does have the cleanse, right? So is able to use that to get out of an enchanted crystal arrow. But the problem is, yes, you'll have extra tenacity, but you're also probably going to get hit by an encore, a beat drop, and everything else after that, plus the kitchen sink. As Fenrir will be able to grab himself a plate. And KT moved to about a 600 gold advantage here, just out of the bottom lane and the jungle more than anything else. Cuz actually doing a great job so far.
Yeah, he grabbed that kill top lane, which honestly Perfect did 90% of the work for. But getting gold on an Neferi early definitely something he'll complain about. Kanavi does now have access to that ultimate, which is where you can really start to make an impact and feel online.
Well, I'm just glad that there haven't been any crazy shenanigans before the game has even had a chance to start yet.
Yeah, we're past 5 minutes and the game is still going, so
yep.
that's good.
And it's just a little first blood, you know, nothing really to write home about, only a 200 gold advantage. No one running away with it yet. Fenrir going to move towards his top side, finds himself laning against a different AD carry. Both of the archers being picked up here by HLE, as Kanavi just steals away the blue. And Cuz just feeling a little bit upset. Has been able to farm very effectively so far on this Neferi, as BDD is catching a wave in the mid lane. That gives Zeka the ability to move towards these grubs. I don't know whether Cuz is going to be able to do anything about these being taken. Kanavi should be able to take the first one very comfortably. Delight here trying to help out, but Effort's going to move down. There's the ult in! Wild growth from the Neferi, and down goes the Seraphine. Nothing they can do about that one, but BDD going to get dove on by Kanavi. He sacrifices himself for it, though, and the arrow, it sails by majestically and does absolutely nothing. Now it's Zeus' turn to try and fight, who flashes on top of effort. He will be able to get that one. The flash away from Fenrir, the Slurkle to help. The triple kill for Cuz.
Cuz just goes unchecked in the fight and cleans up kill after kill after kill. The setup was so good between him and Effort to start that play off, and Cuz just feasts on HLE.
Oh man, incredible stuff here from KT, and they will move to 1.6k gold lead, but let's see how it all happens.
The CC layering, the ult into the Wild Growth, into the Polymorph from Effort means the Light doesn't get to press any buttons. No flash, no encore. Losing that massive ultimate makes such a difference. And in this fight, Zeus goes for the hero moment, trying to clear out these targets, because he's just free hitting while this is going down, just on him, auto-attacking with the little doggos helping out.
He did have the exhaust running on Cuz. I actually think that the way Zeus tried to play it was pretty nice, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not faulting Zeus for this. I think he was doing what he could to salvage it, but Cuz unchecked.
How does he outplay this? Spoiler is he can't.
Yeah.
He just can't outplay it.
Perfect doing a good job. Twice he set up kills onto Zeus in lane on this Gnar. And it's a matchup we've often seen the Gnar struggle in, and he's head and farm and set up those 2 kills. Obviously, getting outside help goes a long way, but...
The thing that makes it really impressive to me is how much BDD is just sacrificing everything in order to be everywhere he needs to be, right? Like, waits in this top lane for such a long time. He teleported up there and was just parked in the brush.
Timing's so good as well with the Mega Gnar about to hit.
Yeah,
they
look at that cheeky grin. Player of the year right there. Okay, some smiles. Okay, from the KT side. I think Score looking like worryingly content after that, because I don't think that this game is nearly over in any way. 2,000 gold, not going to be enough to do it. As HLE looking for their second dragon. Another tech one, as the Hextech is going to get started off here. KT might be looking for a fight, and the Hextech Drake does actually do a fair bit of damage, as we can see.
Look at Cuz's angle.
BDD doesn't have flash, but Kanavi dives on top of him. There's the Wild Growth onto the Annie. The encore is gigantic, and it's even the Drake secured by the Dragon Lady. She'll go down, but not before killing the Lulu as well. And BDD, no flash, no chance. Cuz just has to get out.
The difference this time, when Delight is able to get the encore off, night and day. And it shows why it was so important for KT to... Oh no.
Oh dear. There's a wallop, and there's an and there's a dead Zeus once again. Wow. Perfect. In a pretty good spot, even though he only had 2 assists. Whew. He's really starting to hurt.
That was pretty perfect, if I'm being honest. And Zeus just doesn't have any real way to outplay that. Feels like he's consistently in that position where he's against that wall. I think I would just not stand there anymore. But here, so this time, Cuz wants to go for the angle, but they jump on a BDD, so Effort peels, moves over, and this encore catching 3.
Oh, man.
Then follows up afterwards with the stun as well. They're just standing there for ages in the Arcane Storm from the Victor. Great play there by Delight, but also just showing that previous play, not letting him play the game was so important. And here, slow connects. It's this spot, right here against this wall.
Even just emoting as he goes down as well. I think Zeus just kind of knew wasn't going to be able to do anything there. Pretty close to an Trinity Force as well for Perfect. Dusk and Dawn is now done for Zeus. I believe had that when he died just before.
I think he actually bought it just after he died.
Oh, he did. Okay, never mind.
Not sure it would have made a difference, though.
Didn't see him get to utilize its effect very much.
Yeah, you have to auto-attack with it.
Yeah. BDD going to be moving over to try and protect this Grump. And there is now Cuz moving in as well. So not going to be losing this part of the jungle just yet. Kanavi, though, in a pretty good spot now. It was him staring down Cuz, who was extremely fed in this 5-0-1 Neferi. But Kanavi now has the Kraken Slayer done. Going to be building towards some more tanky options. And Cuz just desperately trying to hold on to his own jungle. Finally able to take at least a Gromp. But Gumayusi also able to collect the blue buff. So we'll have access to a whole bunch of enchanted crystal arrows.
15 ability haste right there.
Oh, yeah. 2 stacks on the Cull to be taken down here by Fenrir. He will be able to extend that lead just a little bit more. And Gumayusi didn't actually go for a Cull at all in his particular build. And in fact, looks like he hasn't been back for quite some time. Because that is just not very much in his inventory right now.
Yeah, not really holding too much in terms of items.
Well, there is the arrow, and it doesn't matter what items you have if you can hit him cross-country like that.
I feel like this is... Oh.
All right, Zeus finds the ulti here. Nice boomerang does come down as Perfect just going to hop out of the way to buy time. Some cinders being picked up as well, and Cuz is going to move in.
Oh, no.
Zeus just going to get ulted by Cuz, and I think that will be the end of him. The Mega Gnar comes in at perfect time as well, and it was a nice little idea, but ultimately didn't work.
Zeus just not having a fun time this game at all. And the tower will go down as well, so an even bigger lead for this Gnar and this Naafiri.
But we are starting to see what HLE's composition is capable of doing. The pick potential from this Enchanted Crystal Arrow will be very difficult to deal with as this game goes on. And B2D will be able to make it back up towards his top lane. 1 and 3 now on this. Annie has really been the one suffering at the hands of HLE. We check this one out from Guma's perspective.
I think this is just Guma's specialty. Just these snipes, whether it's objectives or people across the map. Just so consistently good at it. You can see the thought process from Zeus here, but unfortunately, Perfect could have just walked that off. Like, he was safe in the play.
Looking at live, Delight just randomly flashed. Someone randomly flashed. Looked very, very weird. That is going to be Kanavi dead. I feel like coming out of replays into Kanavi being dead has just become a real thing.
I can't fault them.
The LCK.
Can't fault them for not coming out immediately because they're like, oh, he's dead again.
Yes. Gumayusi is going to be able to flash out of the way of the Gnar. Beautifully done. Perfect with his Merc Treads. Not stunned for very long at all, as the Rift Herald will be taken here by Cuz. And KT's advantage is going to be pushed ever forward. Fenrir not going to walk up too far towards this turret. There are a lot of bad guys there.
Let's see how this went down.
Well, that flash was a flash.
Well, now I'm more confused. They get on top of Kanavi, whose ult wasn't quite available. And yeah, Delight just unfortunate misclick.
Yeah. I guess he was looking for a flash encore and then didn't like it. Or
maybe
something.
Press the wrong button. Now Herald coming in, so Cuz can go for this and Herald out if he needs to get it.
He is going to be able to steal it. There is the Shelly escape route as well. And he might even use it for a potential engage. Slurkle going to slow down Delight. As there is Cuz locking down the charge. Goes untargetable. I mean, there's nothing you can do. It's a Naafiri. So she will escape with the help of Shelly. Man, Cuz is on fire in this game.
He's having a great game. Great performance so far. And honestly, Kanavi just struggling right now.
7-0-1 on the Naafiri. And this whole series has been a bit of a blur. As we're going to have a look at Perfect trying to escape Kanavi here. Yeah, and he just kites it out.
Doesn't feel great. Committed the ult there. And again, once it expires, you can get it up pretty quickly on jungle camps, but not quite having the same impact Cuz has had in setting up these kills.
All right, Gumayusi just going to be able to clear out this wave. AT lying in wait as Zeus once again probably not going to go too aggressive here after what has happened the last few times. Zeka's sort of just quietly making it to 2 items here, 2, 1, and 3 on the Victor with the largest gold lead for his team right now. Maybe a win condition because this Victor will be scaling very nicely into the later stages of this game.
Something I will say is Kanavi obviously didn't get value from the ult there, but then did just use it to clear through his entire jungle from bottom to top in like
12 seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
And actually moves into the lead as far as Camp's concerned off the back of it. Very nicely done. High Note comes in to try and help clear out this wave, but it is going to be the outer turret falling in the mid lane, only extending the lead here for KT. And I was expecting that this game should be a little bit more dominated by HLE earlier on. I do appreciate that there are certainly some scaling factors on this HLE side, do not get me wrong. But the way KT wanted to play this was more in sort of team fights and getting this Yanara into a point where she's absolutely massive. And KT have done a good job playing around Cuz and allowing him to really carry them forward. Yuntals is done here for Fenrir, which is an interesting choice.
I mean, Runans.
Runan, sorry. That because I was expecting a different one. Did I say Runtals? I'm just like combining items together. As Kanavi's going to Dragon away. A little bit more of a descent, I guess, if he does escape the play. I was expecting the Fiend Hunter bolts, though. It's normally what comes in second item for the Inara. Not going to happen this time.
Ult's going to time out on any camps up right now nearby to farm it back up. So, will he get access to them? He wants to have it available again soon. It's being KT having control and just kind of choking out. There's a lot of vision around mid lane, the river around it. Makes it very difficult for HLE to push up.
All right, Slurkle. All right, Fenrir looking for an angle towards Kanavi. Just going to defend the Banana Brush. 2 minutes on this Drake. So there's not a whole lot to fight for down there. BDD not even going to pick up that Cinder. Saw that it was getting a little scary.
Kanavi really wants to be able to hit his camps, get his ult back.
Oh, Zeus. Chains of Corruption goes wide. Blast Cone gets Cuz out of there. Cuz, I think, just kind of sees everything before it happens. Like, he's got, like, the Matrix coming down and, like, he's seeing all of the inputs.
He's beginning to believe.
I think he's believing. It may have even started earlier. As we say that, of course, he finds himself surrounded. We'll be able to just bounce over that wall. It's Baron just spawning now. Probably not going to be a target anyone can really look at for the moment. HLE. Cuz I said we're not looking at the Baron.
He just wants to Scuttle Crab.
All right. Could be able to get that one. His doggos tank up Kanavi here momentarily. Glitterlance is going to slow down the Shyvana. Arrow goes wide. And it looks like the Crab will be the prize. I really thought that they were just going to start hitting it. Like, as soon as I said we're not going to be doing the Baron, that's when my fear of instantly do Baron came in.
That's something called a caster curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the... It's notorious, man. I heard someone thought that they don't exist.
Oh,
just crazy to think that they don't exist.
Hope we got rid of that person.
I mean, it sounds like you're just trying to shirk responsibility.
Yeah.
Because caster curses are, you know, a big responsibility that we have to shoulder.
That is very true.
Sometimes we misuse them. It has happened before.
Happened earlier today.
Indeed. Might have been what I was referring to.
Okay, Dragon coming up in 10 seconds. Would be the third for HLE, but they are in a bit of a deficit right now. They just get some items completed though. Got the Rocket Belt on Zeus. Summoners available across the board.
Oh, they are grouping up.
With the BDD on this flank.
Yeah, this is a big one. Just flashes in. Just kind of doesn't find too much. But Delight does have to flash himself out of the way. In goes Cuz downtown and finds the kill onto the Shyvana. The Gumayusi just peppers him with arrows. Perfect. Finds a double wallop for the answer. Fenrir picks up the triple. Seconds ran out of buttons, but finds one in the end to put down the Inara. And it is now Victor versus Nah. A 4 for 4 in the end.
He's got nothing. We'll teleport out and even trade.
Oh, you know what?
Say,
all right, reset, go home, let's do it again.
Run it back. So this was a huge fight for HLE. Delight flashes the stun from BDD, which allows him to later get this encore from the Blast Cone, catching BDD. Gumayusi just goes man on man against Cuz and wins, but it's Fenrir who clutches up here. Perfect sets him up. And he gets all this damage down, dives into Gumayusi, and even though he can't kill Zeka, this was a lost fight for KT, and Fenrir and Perfect turned it around. And what I also find funny is look at the summoner spells. The only summoner spell retained was Effort's Flash. Everything else was burned in that passage of play.
Looking forward to the Flash Polymorph to turn the tides of this next fight. See whether Effort can actually use it for good here. As Kanavi finds the only point that doesn't have vision. Stun comes down, but BDD is just getting eaten by the Dragon. It's a trade of jungler for mid laner. And maybe HLE are okay with it because they've done so much damage to KT off the back end. Scuttle Crab goes over. Fenrir is spotted. And does have Effort to back him up. So BDD down for another 25 seconds.
Yeah, no jungler.
Down for a little while longer.
No jungler makes it difficult for HLE, but the fact that Cuz got chunked out as well means it just kind of buys more time. Actually, Cuz now moving into the Dragon Pit. Are HLE aware?
He might actually be able to sneak this one away as HLE are all showing themselves on this mid lane. Perfect able to walk out of the way of the vision. They do spot the bad news, but this is just gone.
It's interfering. No real way to punish him. He's just going to get it and get out.
Yep. Flip over the wall if you'd like to.
Out.
Still, they do manage to take down the outer turret in the mid lane. That is certainly a good trade. And 1.5k, the gold advantage here for KT. Nothing of note whatsoever.
This was just Kanavi finding BDD who's going for another plank setup, and then he buffers the stun with the ult, and then just shreds it. Unfortunately, not able to get out after that. The targeted ult for the Neferi is problematic. There's just so much damage in the meantime that it means KT can't really commit to more. They do get the dragon in the end, but it's a goal. The gold lead has shrank a little bit.
Oh dear, there's the ulti. Kanavi gonna get locked down and destroyed. Cuz takes him out. That's the jungler dead again, and in the Baron pit of all places.
You can't play like that without your ult available. Kanavi gets punished, and now the Baron is going down so quickly.
My goodness, yeah, there is a smite available here as well for the Neferi. This Baron is gone. The arrow sails through the posts. And Gumayusi gets 6 points, but no Baron.
Now, KT just immediately going to translate this into a push top lane, not wasting any time.
Oh, perfect. Gonna get spotted here. Zeus not gonna be able to hold him in position as this inner turret is not long for the world. And what was I saying before? I said that this gold lead, 1.5k. It is now erupted to 4,000. And the Rebel Baron power play is only going to go up from here. 2.5 minutes left. Let's see how this all happened as Kanavi just caught by a Glitterlance.
Tagged by a Glitterlance, some effort to set it all up. The commit comes in, the stun there to follow. And you know, I thought Effort wasn't really going to set up that many engages, given he's on Lulu and not Nautilus anymore, but he's still just finding a way. The Glitterlance engage.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that recency bias and, you know, sexy play is going to probably take precedence here if KT win, and Cuz will likely get the POM. But I really hope that you vote for Effort, because he has been so good this series. His Nautilus was unbelievable. Actually, there have been great performances all over the place, but I do think that Effort has had a really good day.
Cuz has been great this game.
He was also pretty good in the first game.
Effort's had some great moments in this game, and also in game 1 of the Nautilus. Perfecto as well.
Yeah, true.
I feel like it's been able to have a pretty big impact, setting up a lot of plays here, and also just did like 1 million damage on Rumble in that game 1.
It's pretty impressive.
As if it's over, there's still some hope, but...
Oh, Cuz is just diving underneath the turret. The doggos are going to get sicked onto the light here, but he will just pull them back. Arrow flies out yet again. BDD with a Molten Shield, extra movement speed, gets out of the way, and Fenrir just walks up and hits it. Oh my god, he hits them all! There's the knockup with the Wild Growth, and he just takes matters into his own hands. Double kill for the brand new 80 carry for KT. Oh man, I was asking the question before this series started as, all right, Cuz is just going to interrupt by getting a Dragon's Descent out of Kanavi. But what I was going to say is, Jiu was just traded for aiming, right? Aiming started for Kium DRX. There is a reason why KT have not changed their roster after their first match, as Fenrir is just looking ridiculous here in the LCK.
The aggression, the killer instinct from this player, serving KT so well. Looks like with Zeka in position here, they will be able to force him away, but this game has gone from bad to worse for HLE.
Yeah.
Just the confidence here. Just like, yeah, all you have is CC, and I have Cleanse. Dodges the initial route. Seraphine comes out, able to get out of it with the Cleanse.
And also, like, he sees the arrow fly by, and then it's like a split second later he goes for the play, right? Like,
yeah, but I mean, be honest, Effort still had Mikhail's.
All right, so they had enough for both of the CCs.
I think this is
anyway.
just HLE stepped up, not expecting, and I don't think we did either. Fenrir just to dive them under tower, but the confidence on display.
It's really impressive, and I just kind of love it. I feel like KT, their identity is now just slightly shifted again, you know? Because I feel like the way that KT were playing was very similar to a lot of other aiming teams, where it's like, the mid game is all about give 80 carry money and make things happen that way. When with Perfect playing as well as he has for this whole year, like 2026 honestly has been a huge glow up for the guy. And I say that as he also became a runner-up at the World Championship. BDD and Cuz have often just been the main characters of this team, and Fenrir, I think, just adds an extra different flavor that has a lot of craziness and aggression, but doesn't demand as much as far as resources, I don't think, from what we've seen so far.
I would agree. I'd agree with that statement.
All right, that's going to be Infernal number 3. Bunch of extra stats over to KT, as the arrow, once again, going to sail on through and is going to snag the doggo.
Stealing it with an arrow is crazy ambitious, but you know what? I respect the attempt.
It's Guma, and I was a bit scared as it flew out there. I appreciate the observers keeping us on our toes.
He jinxed my back, really, for the steals with
that is true.
With the ult.
Getting a steal, though, with the splash damage of an Ash arrow is kind of crazy.
It is insane. It's absolutely insane. Right now, though, KT in a pretty commanding position. They've picked up some great defensive itemization with the Seeker's Arm Guard for BDD. Death Stance completed for Cuz, so he's actually really hard to put down.
Massive. Also
and
has GA.
test for Perfect. So, Perfect now not going to be as vulnerable to the CC that HLE has on display. We do have the Death Stance coming in for Kanavi. He's fairly tanky as far as it goes, but I'm kind of worried they just shred him regardless.
Yeah, and we have 6 examples of how he hasn't really been all that tanky so far this game.
You know what? This series has not been great for Kanavi's KDA in general.
I would say not. I think that it might be in the under 1 type category so far. But we all have off days. 18 to 11 though is the kill score here. 7,000 gold the lead for KT. And there is 3.5 minutes until an Infernal Soul with a quad stack. That's scary. But I think the biggest issue that HLE have to deal with is this Baron up in 15 seconds time. And the fact that they have to fight for it. Zeus just hit level 16.
Yeah.
Perfect was already level 18.
They've got a lot of DPS for it. And Max, I'm going to tell you some information.
Please.
It's not the Hunting Baron.
Oh! Which Baron is it? Oh, it's the Bowling Alley Baron.
All-Seeing Eye.
Sorry, All-Seeing Eye.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I remember that?
You should think of some better names, honestly.
Yeah, I always thought that this looked like the alien gun from Halo.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I was thinking, right, here's my pitch.
What's that?
Oh,
arrow. Oh, okay, cuz.
We could just give the different Barons different names, because you have Hunter.
Yeah.
Then you have Al for All-Seeing Eye.
Oh, that's a
the other
cute
one's
one.
Territorial Baron, and we call that one Terry.
Terry! Oh, that's cute.
There we go.
I was thinking about just calling it Doggo, because dogs are territorial sometimes.
I mean, that also isn't it? I guess.
But I think Terry is way better.
Yeah.
Terry is just brilliant. So Cuz might need to hop over the wall towards the owl. And, you know, they just hang out for a few moments, and then everything is A-OK. KT making sure that they take this as slow as possible. I think understanding that if they are caught out, things can go badly very quickly. But they've got the bottom inhibitor down, and they're looking for a Baron. It's the perfect position to be in, to just play it out slowly and force HLE to show their hand defending their Nexus turrets. As Fenrir,
they just do not have a lot of vision.
In a dangerous spot.
At all. This is not fun to face check. I mean, they have Kanavi who has the ult. That's the best option, but okay, throw down the Scrying Orb, and they obviously do have the Ashe as well, so it does help with these things.
Yeah, Fenrir is going to move on over and start helping with this Baron. Kanavi is over here. Dragon's Descent over the wall is always an option. But HLE walking through a lot of vision to get here. Kanavi, can you make this one happen? As there is the Baron to the back line. It is going to be the Yanar taking down the Baron. Somehow, Fenrir flashes in no matter all of them. Zeus goes down. There is the quadra kill denied as it's a full house. Fenrir is full of cousins, and KT will do it again. First it's T1, then it's HLE. This legend group is a mess, and I love it.
What a week for KT, and what a week for Fenrir! Just such confidence going for those plays, and they decimate the MSI champions.
Unbelievable showing here for this young man.